The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What's happening, Octo Nation? We are taking a look at WorkHorse, some correlation factors, why we should hedge through and why with Ford. We've also got some more information on EV. We're diving right in. Ford on Friday said its China sales rose 25% over July to September from the same period earlier year at 164,352 vehicles, attributing the increase to product launches and localization strategy. The result represents Ford's second consecutive quarterly sales increase in the world's biggest auto market following almost 3 years of decline. That is huge. 25% from July to September. That's a lot of vehicles, 165,000. The Dearborn, Michigan-based firm makes vehicles in China through its joint venture with Chongqing Automobile Company. And another one. On Monday, U.S. rival General Motors said its China sales grew 12% in July through September to 771,400 vehicles. Overall vehicle sales in China grew 13% in September, 12% August, 16% July. If y'all don't know this, over in Asia, American brands are really cool. Starbucks, right? I think when Starbucks was first out there, they didn't have the logo on it or something like that, but what they were realizing is people were taking the bags and like turning them so people could see they were out at Starbucks, shopping in Starbucks. Stuff like Budweiser, which is not my favorite beer whatsoever, that is really popular over there. Like, people want to be seen holding the Budweiser. They'll walk around with the can out. I don't know. So American vehicles are cool over there, just like people kind of think they're cool if they drive something German over here or something like that. The automaker is spending $11 billion to electrify their vehicles for the next 4 years. Ford has got a new CEO who has also come out and said that they're going to focus on electric vehicles. Here you go. $11 billion going to spend. Bye-bye, Fisker. Why do I say that? Look at what Ford is coming out with in like a month. The future of exhilaration. Welcome to the stable all-electric Mustang Mach-E. MSRP starting at $42,895 or for select model, not including the $7,500 federal tax credit. Makes it less than the Fisker Ocean, right? 300-mile range, mid 3 seconds, 0 to 60. That is so fast. That's Ferrari fast. Faster than Raris. Lots of Raris. Way faster. 61 miles in 10 minutes of charging. That's awesome. As low as $35,395, the Mustang Mach-E qualifies for the maximum $7,500 federal electric drive motor vehicle tax credit. $35,000 for a brand new SUV that is 100% electric. You don't have to pay for oil changes. You don't have to pay for gasoline. Your payment on that will be what, like $700 a month? And then you minus all the gas you save. I mean, dude, that's a big deal. To me, I think all these like smaller SUVs kind of fit in the same pocket of they're okay looking. I don't think I'll ever buy one, but for what it is, this is what people want right now. They want something totally capable, drives like a car, but not too bulky, but can still go in a little bit of mud, right? Or a little bit of sand, gravel. An excellent starting point. This well-equipped model comes with Ford Co-Pilot 360 2.0 and access to the Ford Pass, a charging network. Vehicle available late 2020. So they got a full charging network. You know, I'm sure that it hooks up to the inboard screen inside the model here. I thought this was funny. This kind of looks like the Pacific Ocean. Fisker? I don't know. Seamlessly connected tech. Yeah. So they got the full-on Gucci touchscreen here. This is why I kind of like it, though. They still have a knob and they still have buttons. When you are not looking at a screen and you're trying to do this and drive, hitting buttons over here on a flat screen is way harder than just grabbing a knob and turning it up or hitting next track or whatever you want to do. So I'm glad they still have buttons on this baby. Got LED accent lighting, great. Looks pretty good in white. You know, it's got the front trunk also. EPA estimated 230 miles for the rear-wheel drive model. All-wheel drive only 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, which is still faster than the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 twin turbo. Still way fast. All-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, yeah. We're gonna look at the Broncos now. I swore when the Broncos came out, or they're coming out, I swear I would never look at them because they dropped the V8. They said no V8. We're going eco boosting and stuff. I was like, that is so un-American. I'm just not even gonna look at it. But, you know, I was looking at these other Fords and all that today, and I was like, that actually looks pretty cool. And then after looking at it, dude, you can buy these at $28,500 starting at the base. I think this base model, while blacked out, looks pretty dope. What do you think? And then, come to find out, you can totally strip it. That was my other worry, was are they going to make it so you can't strip it out? Better have a removable roof. You can. So, Jeep's got another competitor coming. This is big. This is a big deal. They got a Sasquatch package, which they're stealing from Jeep, by the way, too. But it's cool. You can buy it lifted and all jacked up. I think this is cool looking. I used to have a Jeep 4-door when they first came out. I loved it. I was thinking the H1 would be possibly my new vehicle I was going to get, but I don't know. These things are looking pretty sweet. Ford plans for self-driving commercial service launch in 2022. They're launching self-driving commercial business vehicles with a Ford Escape hybrid crossover. The automaker says the vehicle will be tested alongside the self-driving Fusion hybrids, Austin, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C. This cracked me up, this massive self-driving LiDAR thing on top. It's definitely not sleek and sexy, right? Tesla, Apple. But, you know, this thing looks like luggage with like 4 Starbucks coffees stacked on top of it. I don't know if this is the final thing that's going to be on there, but all I have to say about that is if you got to make it that big to make it work right, then make it big. Am I ever going to be driving something like this? Probably not. Would I be paying money for this? No. You know, it might be cool to have a taxi company though, and just pay the driver to sit there or fall asleep and they do whatever they want, and then just collect the money from the people in the back, or maybe they don't even need the driver sitting there. I don't know. Ford Autonomous Vehicles LLC chief designer John Davis said the systems we're incorporating into our newest test vehicles are launch intent in terms of components we believe will be needed to support commercialization. What this means is that with a well-defined architecture and platform in the Escape Hybrid, our team can continuously test and refine performance over the coming years for better prepare you for launch. Everything we learn while using them can be channeled directly into our self-driving service as soon as it starts serving customers. Vehicle are the automaker's 4th generation of self-driving test vehicles. With Argo AI, Ford and Volkswagen split an 80% majority stake in Argo earlier this year. Have you guys even heard of Argo AI? I have not. That is pretty cool. So why am I bringing up all these other Ford vehicles and all this Ford technology? Because I think this would still be a great way to hedge your workhorse. Those of you guys that are workhorse that are hoping for the whole thing, you're just all in workhorse, that's great. They could get the whole contract from USPS, but they might not. What I'm getting at is, even if Ford does not get any of the USPS contract, it still might be a decent stock to have. Why? Because they're trying to go way more EV. They've already got a Fisker killer that's going to be out in like a month. That's less money. By the time I feel like Fisker things come out, dude, it's going to be like, who are you? Volkswagen's already going to be out. All the other players are already going to have stuff out before that. I don't know. And then you got this Bronco here, which is going to sell. They're already sold out at pre. All right. I think this Mustang thingy SUV is already sold out too for the first models. You know, but I just think it'd be a decent place to park some money still. Looking at calls, check it out. You can buy all the way out to 820 days out for expiration, 456 or 239 days out. You know, if you were to get into these, because we're in the market we are, and the big Hulk smash still hasn't happened again, I would personally be buying in the money calls on these just to be a little bit safer. You know, you can buy some lottery tickets wherever your heart desires, but just be kind of careful here. How does the stock look? Well, we're at all-time highs past March lows today. Starting to come down. Good, because I don't like buying when stuff's running straight up. I like it when it's running straight down and starting to cup up, right? Buy it right here. Let's look at a 5-year chart. Whoa. Take a look at that. Okay, 5-year chart. That's not 5 years, isn't it? Almost, no. Let's say all-time. All-time highs. All-time. It's going to be 80s or something. 1969. Yeah, so, okay, here we go. In 2008, when we had the big Hulk smash, all right, it was down to like a buck, $1.40. At this point, I was buying GM because everyone was saying that Ford and GM are going out of business. I was like, yeah, right. You know, then you got to ride it up a little bit here. We're only sitting at, you know, a third of the way up there from about $8 right now. From then in 2010, it got to $18.95. So over 2x where we're at now. You know, recently it's definitely been on this decline, been fizzling out a little bit, but it's still shown over 2x in the past. You know, back in, I'm sure there's been dilution since then, but you know, in 1999 it was up to 36. But regardless, I think some of these calls should print. You know, the smart way to do it is to not buy anything right now and just wait until we get another big smash. However, at that point, you might miss out on the USPS contract. So if the USPS contract comes out and says, okay, 80% Ford, 20% WorkHorse, they'll be missing out. I don't know. I'll have to let you decide on what to do for that. So the WorkHorse news, USPS is in the bag yet? What do you think? Getting close. Metamucil, this dude on Twitter has helped us out, helped the fam out a lot. He said, hey, why bother putting this on the 8K for the WorkHorse $200 million bond? Not significant, not at all. Stated interest means as of any date, a rate per annual equal 4%, provided that in the event that the company receives a USPS minimal firm order, the stated interest shall be 2.75%, beginning on the interest payment date following the receipt of such USPS minimum firm order, certified to the trustee in an officer's certificate until maturity date. They basically have a clause in this whole $200 million bond loan-ish thing saying things can change a little bit if and when you get the USPS contract. I think that's pretty huge. WorkHorse C-Series vehicles receive voucher eligibility from the New York State Energy and Research Development Authority. It's great. WorkHorse 2020 model C1000 standard range and the C650 extended range electric step vans were deemed eligible for monetary vouchers up to $48,328 and $44,328 per vehicle, respectively. Under the rules of the program, in order to receive the full voucher amount, vehicle purchasers must replace or scrap an existing diesel-powered vehicle for each eligible vehicle in its place. Being able to sell our vehicles through the program will enable us to dramatically reduce the sales price for C-Series vehicles to eligible purchasers, which should be a material positive contributor to new sales growth going forward. WorkHorse CEO Don Hughes said, application and approval process was a significant undertaking that, now completed, gives us another advantage in the last mile delivery space. We're appreciative of the being included within the state of New York's broader efforts to reduce carbon emissions by making it easier for fleets to adopt clean vehicle technologies. The rebate for the trucks available to fleets located 30 New York counties. The program was created to accelerate and develop an all-electric and alternative fuel vehicles in medium heavy-duty trucks and bus fleets throughout the state. This is big. Imagine if WorkHorse can call up a buyer that was on the fence and be like, hey, I know you're on the fence, but what if I could give you $48,000 off the truck? Then would you buy it? They'd be like, yeah, I would. And they'd be like, all right, come on down, sign the paperwork here. 48 G's off. That's huge. Man, New York is just following California even more. Let's move on to some Novonex news. Getting set for the battery boom, Mr. Alan Kohler speaks with the CEO of Novonex, Chris Burns, about the synthetic graphite business, its use in electric vehicles and other batteries, and its contract with Samsung and discussions with Tesla. Whoa. Man, if you can put that Tesla brand on this, it's an interesting business. It started off as a company called Graphite Corp in Australia looking for graphite to mine and sell. They quickly discovered that the real interest is in the synthetic, not stuff you dig up. So they went looking for a synthetic graphite business to buy and found one in Tennessee. And they were connected to a business in Nova Scotia called Novonex, which had a battery testing technology that they were working with separate company in Tennessee, which was making a synthetic graphite for batteries, and they were working together. And so they went and bought the Nova Scotia company as well, the technology, and the guy who was running the company in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Who invented the technology at the university there was Mr. Dr. Chris Burns. And he now runs the whole company. And the blokes who stated the business in Australia, Greg and Phil, stepped back. Chris Burns now runs it. So this is just more EV news, more pump. You know, Novanex still could do good. They're saying the Tesla name, but Tesla hasn't said the name of Novanex yet, or have they? Talking about graphite, I don't know. So the next thing, let's wrap this all together. How about ChargePoint? Another example of why ChargePoint is amazing. Proud to partner with Automobile Pininfarina to provide 5 years of unlimited public charging on the Pininfarina Batista at ChargePoint's 115,000 places to charge and additional 133,000 charging spots through roaming integrations across North America and Europe. So what this is, you buy this super sweet car for the first 5 years, you're going to get free charging. That is huge. Why? Because ChargePoint now puts their brand in conjunction with this awesome sports car. So even when the 5 years is up, do you think that these guys are ever going to switch over and start using a different charger? No. They're going to stick with ChargePoint because it's what they're used to now. Are there any other plays that you want me to take a look at? Any more EV news that I totally missed out, or WorkHorse, or any of the Ford information out there I missed out? That's pretty big. Put it down in the comments. If you have any other friends you want to send this to, that definitely helps out the channel too. We also have a Patreon. I slide you the deals and let you know what my videos are about some of the time. Most of the time, the people are telling me, though, they're definitely getting their money back pretty much instantly. So that's good. It's a great family. We're creating a great community. If you wouldn't mind putting this on your Twitter or StockTwits or any other random websites you're on too, definitely helps out too. Thank y'all, and please thumb up the video. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.